Okay, so this is the 2025 Higher Level Maths Leaving Cert Paper 1, Question 1a. Solve the following inequality for x is real. So we have the modulus of x minus 3 is less than or equal to 12. Okay, so there are two ways we can look at doing this. If we take the modulus of x minus 3 being less than or equal to 12, that means the positive value of x minus 3 has to be less than 12 units from the origin, from 0, 0 if you like. So if you take, for example, 0 here and 12 here on the number line, let's say this is minus 12, well then x minus 3, the modulus of x minus 3 has to be somewhere within this region here. So in other words, x minus 3 has to be less than or equal to 12, or x minus 3 has to be greater than or equal to minus 12. So that will just give us, let's see if we solve these two, x is less than or equal to 15, or x is greater than or equal to, let's see, add 3 to both sides, that'll give us minus 9. So our solution would be then that x has to be greater than or equal to minus 9, less than or equal to 15. Okay, so the other way of doing that is just simply to square both sides. So let's say we take x minus 3, the modulus, and that's less than or equal to 12. So if we square the left-hand side, we'll get x squared minus 6x plus 9. Square the right-hand side, you get 144. So let's just bring that 144 to the left-hand side. That'll give us x squared minus 6x and then minus 135 less than or equal to 0. So the first thing we normally do is let x squared minus 6x minus 135 equal to 0. The reason we do that is to find where our function, our graph, if you like, cuts the x-axis. So we want to find the roots, in other words. So let's do that first. So we have x here, x here. Now I see from what I did earlier up here that we've got this solution up here. So I know it's going to be 9 times 15. So 9 times 15 will give me 135. I need 9 times 15 to give me minus 135. So the two signs have to be different. I need the bigger one to be minus because we have a minus 6 here. This will be plus. So that'll just simply give us our two roots. So our two roots are x is equal to minus 9 or x is equal to 15. Now if I was to draw that, I would have, let's say, minus 9 here and 15 here. The graph would look something like this. So remember, it's a positive quadratic. So I want to solve this here. So I want y to be less than or equal to 0. So this is y here, and I want it to be less than or equal to 0. This is y less than or equal to 0. So in other words, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a circle here and a circle here at the roots. Because it's less than or equal to, I'm going to fill in these two circles because it can be equal to minus 9 and equal to 15. And I want all my y values to be less than or equal to 0, so to be negative. So down here, I'm going to fill in this part of the graph here. And what I'm really looking for is to solve this inequality. In other words, I want to find the values of x that will give us those y values. So in other words, I want all of these x values here. So my solution then again is x has to be bigger than or equal to minus 9, less than or equal to 15. And that's it. That's the solution to this question. Okay, let's have a look at part B. Multiply out and simplify. Okay, so all we've got to do here is multiply everything in the first bracket by everything in the second bracket. So what we're going to do is multiply 4x by 2x. Well, 2 4s 8, x times x, x squared. Multiply 4x by plus 5 root x. Well, it's going to be plus anyway. 4 5s 20. And then we have x and root x as well. So now we've got to multiply 4x by minus 7. That's going to be minus anyway. 4 7s 28. And we also have the x. Now minus 10 root x times plus 2. Well, minus times plus minus. 2 tens 20, and then we've got the x root x again. So minus times plus minus, 5 times 10, 50, and then we've got root x times root x, which is just x. Then we have minus times minus plus, 7 tens 70, root x. So all we've got to do is just simplify this. So we have an x squared here, so there are no other x squared, so let's just write that down. We have a plus 20x root x, and we have a minus 20x root x, so they'll just cancel or just give us 0. We have a minus 28x, a minus 50x, that's minus 78x. And then finally out here at the end, we've got plus 70 root x. Okay, so this is part C. 2x plus 3 is a factor of 4x cubed minus 12x squared minus 7x plus 30. Use this information to find the three solutions of the following equation in x. So really what we've got to do here is divide 2x plus 3 into our cubic. So it is, let's see, 4x cubed minus 12x squared minus 7x plus 30. So if we divide it in, that'll give us a quadratic, the other factor. And from that other factor, we can find the other solutions. Okay, so let's do the long division. 2 into 4 is 2x into x cubed, x squared. Multiply the 2x squared by this here. So you'll get 4x cubed plus times plus plus 3 2's 6x squared. You put a line underneath here and then you subtract. So when you subtract, this will give us 0, and then this will become a minus here as a result of this. Minus times plus is minus. So minus 6x squared minus 12x squared, that's minus 18x squared. Bring down the minus 7x. Start again. Divide the 2x into the minus 18x squared, so that'll give us minus 9x. Multiply this by this, put your answer under here. So minus 9x times 2x is minus 18x squared. Minus times plus minus 3 9's 27 and x as well. Put a line underneath and again subtract these two. This should give us 0. And then this again will become plus. Minus times minus is plus. So we have minus 7x plus 27x. So that's plus 20x. Bring down the plus 30 and start again. 2x into 20x is just plus 10. 2x times 10, 20x, plus 3 times plus 10, that's plus 30. Put a line underneath, again subtract, and you should find that this will just cancel with this here if you like, and we'll get a 0 remainder. So what's that left us with? Well, we now know that if we multiply 2x plus 3 by 2x squared minus 9x plus 10, that'll give us our cubic here. We want to solve, it said solve this here, solve our cubic equal to 0. So in other words, what we've got to do here is we've got to let this equal to 0. So you can see here that we've got a 2x plus 3 here as one factor in its simplest form, if you like. Here we've got a quadratic, which is a factor. We can simplify that further into two other factors. So let's factorize it. You've got 2x times x. We have a 10 out at the end there, which can be 1 times 10 or 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is going to work here to give us a 9. If I put a 2 here and a 5 here, I'll get a 4 here, I'll get a 5 here. That'll give me my 9 here. Now I want to multiply 5 by 2 to give me a plus 10. That means the signs have to be the same. Because I have a minus here, it's going to be minus times minus. So you can see here we have our three factors and we can't factorize them any further. So what I'm going to get here is x is equal to, in other words, this is going to be equal to 0. So solve that and you get minus 3 over 2. This here can be equal to 0. Solve that and you'll get x is equal to 5 over 2. This here can be equal to 0. So that just means x is equal to plus 2. So these three here are three solutions that we were asked for. All we were asked for was to use the information to find the three solutions of this here equal to 0. So these are our three solutions. Okay, so that's it for question 1.